enough.
That's old-timey.
Old-timey.
Good enough. Are you ready? This
Might
is
as
the
well.
week after New Year's. So we're already a week into January.
Jesus.
Are you
In
ready?
2025.
I'm ready for the year.
25.
It's 2025.
Of 25.
I remember being happy when it was the year in the
I
year 2000.
In the year 25. Wow, that's
No,
not
Jesus Christ.
not far
this
away.
Is a long time away.
Well,
I'm still stuck in
Long,
the 90s.
long
I think
time
so.
ago. Thank
In a
you.
galaxy far away.
I think we've been drinking too much.
I know.
All right, let's start it.
Woo. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Midnight Movie Distillery. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
I'm another one of your hosts, Warwick Price.
And I'm another one, Lon Black.
Today-
Welcome to the episode.
What
Sorry.
is-
Shit, just stuff that can jump in over me.
This episode-
Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I had to steal his thunder.
Really?
I had no thunder. That was a fart.
Today, because these two are just fucking making this shit up. Today we're going to be reviewing. Is that going to hurt me? Okay.
Lame.
Today we're going to be reviewing. I'm not going to say the best New Year's Eve.
It's the one we picked.
The one we fucking picked. Terror Train.
It's our podcast, and we chose it. Fuck it.
We had many to choose from, and this is the one we
Phuket.
picked. Actually, not that many, but this is the one we picked. So, Terror Train. Jamie Lee Curtis.
English version, Terror Train.
Terror Train. Starring Jamie Lee Curtis
American English.
and a Ben Johnson.
A very young,
Oh,
firm
fuck, she's fucking gorgeous.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's so funny because it's like she went through a weird time when it's like when she was. And this sounds like so fucking sick and pedophile. When she was young, she was really, really cute.
She grew up, and I didn't like her anymore.
Like,
I get it.
That's
I
not
get it.
bad.
it does sound bad. I apologize.
I don't know. She was great in that Schwarzenegger. What was that?
True Lies.
True Lies?
Yeah, she was
that
fucking
was-
on that.
Dance
She
for
was
me.
naked. She was
And
topless
Dance
in that.
slowly,
And Perfect.
sensually.
Remember Perfect?
Yeah, there you
With John
go.
Travolta?
So what the?
Like, she was
what do you
fucking
mean? She
gorgeous in
didn't
that.
get worse when she got older.
No.
Remember Freaky Friday?
Yeah, she was okay in that with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan.
What the?
Anyway, so Terror Train, the subtle story of, wow, okay,
Subtle story of the
of.
alcoholic.
No, I don't want any more.
Can I have some of that?
No,
Oh.
you can suck the bottle dry.
You don't like rye.
Wow.
So, anyway, let me continue.
So how about this? I've got Yellowstone.
You dick.
Ooh,
Single barrel. This is
I like how Warwick's trying to talk, and we're talking.
I'm trying to tell you about the movie. So, Terror Train is the story of basically
single barrel, but it's like cast strength.
hand
a
picked.
fraternity within a medical
115?
university.
Damn.
I'm
what I
just
mean,
going to keep
it's high up
talking
there.
and ignore them.
57.5.
But the key is it stars Jamie Lee Curtis.
Do you remember when we used to have that third guy in our podcast? What was his name?
Fuck that guy.
Warfrick?
War Flick.
War
or
Flick?
something. Yeah.
Warflick?
No,
Porno Flick, something
something.
like that.
no. Anyway, okay. I guess before we talk, because you guys are not going to do it.
Yeah, sorry.
Right.
What was it? Terra Firma?
Terror Train.
Oh, Terror Train.
from
Terror
1980.
training. It's where they train you to
80
be
or 81?
The 80.
80,
The key.
80.
The key is it's 2 years after Halloween.
Yeah.
So, Jamie Lee Curtis is like kind of key in her like, what am I going to be as an
Scream
actress?
girl?
And so she is the scream queen. And so she
didn't try to break that mold.
No,
She
not with this one.
went headlong into it.
So
Later she tried to break that mold.
Before we talk any longer.
Oh, we
anymore,
should.
Anymore?
Oh yeah, we gotta do.
Let's do our barrel rating.
Yep. Do you people know the barrel rating? Because if you don't, you need to watch some
Do a
of
barrel
our
roll.
other episodes. We have bloody barrel rating 1 to 5, where we actually can break it up so it's 1.2,
Cheating.
1.5. But our highest, therefore,
remember what we said.
is literally
First number is
5.4.
on the right.
First number? I
First
just
number's
looked at
on
it
the
and
right.
it was not.
Don't look at the monitor.
I have to look at
Think
the monitor.
with your brain.
First number is on the right.
All right.
Okay.
Wait. No, I didn't. I was busy telling them what the.
Talking.
I should
was
write it
busy
on the
talking.
sticks and say like first number on the right.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
You should do that.
That looks like a good trio that he's got over there.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Oh, this trio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Train, Fog, and Candyman.
So he had Candyman, Fog, and Terror Train up on his screen, and
You haven't been
honestly,
plugged in?
oh,
no, he's
we
not.
never
Whatever.
plugged me in.
Either way,
But you're that cable right behind you.
R.I.P. Tony Todd. Just an
yes,
FYI.
absolutely.
I know he passed
What
away.
a treasure.
He was one.
And he was, of course, in The Crow.
Yes, he was. He
we
was
talked about
definitely
Crow?
one of those people that I did run into him at a convention on multiple occasions.
But he didn't sue you.
And he looked like he was he talked and walked around like he was a very nice person.
You can switch to me.
I'm very upset that I did not get to converse with him. But
Yes.
anyway, sorry.
So this is what happened to be up on Lon's screen. Candyman, The Fog, and Terror Train.
An unrelated triple DVD set.
Yeah,
Really.
it's always weird.
Really?
You go to Walmart. Always seems to have these things where it's like it's just
You're
Yeah,
like,
that
where would
probably
you
was a
get those
Walmart
three
thing.
together? But
It just came up because when I was cycling through the pictures of Terror Train.
right.
I'm going off
Anyway.
the rails.
Okay.
So
On Terror Train. Sorry. 1.
2.
If this is wrong, I'll be
Oh,
pissed.
my
3.
God. You got a 3.2?
Nope.
You meant 2.3?
Yes, I had it right, you sons of bitches.
You
2.3.
First number
Which
is on
the
the
first
right.
number?
2.
On the which side is that?
I had it on the right, but it looked to me like 3.2.
But you're not. You switched it.
Not the right in there.
All
the
right,
right for
2.3.
you.
Which is your right hand? What? All right. And what
And
should have had
remember
the
how
2?
we know that the left
Left is L.
What should have had the 2?
The right hand.
Did you put it in the right hand?
I did, but it looked weird to me.
But it was not.
All right, so 2.3.
I did 3.5.
I did 3.2. We like this better than Logan. Logan, you bitch. Why didn't you like this movie?
This was a piece of shit.
Oh my
fucking
God! Here we go.
So I'm going to go on a rant
Did you
here.
actually watch the movie?
I watched the movie, and within the first 15 minutes, I said, it's a tranny.
Well, we all knew that.
It's
That's
a
not the
fucking
point.
tranny.
We
I had
all
never
knew
seen this
that.
movie before, and I'm going to go off on this
Ah.
because I've had a little bit too much to drink, and I'm pissed off. So, watching this film, David Copperfield tried way too fucking hard to look creepy. If he didn't try to look as creepy,
He's a fucking magician.
Yeah.
I would have believed it.
He looked more child molester.
And he looked like he was like 16 in this. Jesus
well, he
Christ.
probably
he was way too young.
was.
But as soon as they showed his assistant, the first thing Jesus, that's a tranny.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I said. And I thought, oh, I hope I didn't ruin the movie. I shit you not. So that was what, 17 minutes into the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Bit more than that.
It probably was. But,
Ish.
and okay, the other gripe I have is you see a woman with her arms and her legs and her
Woman.
are cut off, and you're supposed to make out with her, and the first thing you do is stand up and go, and run around in
that
a
was
circle.
sure.
For fuck's sake, I would.
But
That
that's-
was ludicrous. I
right.
get you.
Jesus
but that
Christ!
wasn't-
And they tried so hard to hide his fucking face in the beginning of the movie. It's like,
That's the whole fucking
show
point.
him,
It was,
show
It was
him.
a costume. It was a costume thing.
That drew my attention to it. That drew my attention to that. If they had shown his face, I honestly would not have paid attention to it. But I'm like, why are they hiding his face? Why is he not looking at the camera? What is going on here? Why are they? And that made me pay attention to his facial features, which as soon as they showed the assistant, oh, by the way, spoiler alerts, fucking tranny.
It's a 1980 movie.
Not even Buffalo Bill tranny.
No.
Like full on, like the guy has Adam's apple. Oop, I just smacked my microphone. I don't care. Fuck me. I was there.
got
There
a
was a
point to
reason
say.
why I had not seen this film prior to
What was the reason? Because you knew it was shitty?
Because it looked shitty.
No.
Because you showed
Totally
Groucho
wrong.
Marx
Totally
on the
wrong.
Terror Train, and you only throw Jamie Lee Curtis in there.
So okay, pull up the other poster.
I'm going off the rails
for
on a
this.
crazy train.
Like that one there. Okay, I got to show this.
Yeah.
So I remember watching this in like when it came out.
Yeah,
Maybe not when it came
No
out. 'cause
cigars. There was no cigars in the fucking movie. That pissed me off.
Like I
I'm
remember
serious.
going to the video store and seeing this.
And you got a hard on. I get it.
Thinking
All
this
right.
was fucking cool. I remember.
I agree.
remember watching this in like the mid '80s on VHS, and I remember loving it then. It's like I hadn't seen it for a very very long time.
Yep.
Joe Bob Briggs showed it. I don't know how many episodes.
Let me guess. He didn't like it.
No, he fucking
loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah, well, that goes to show.
Mr.
Mr. Lynch. Mr. Lynch.
Yes.
Check yourself.
It is
No.
a classic '80s movie. Yes.
Literally.
Classic
That's
piece of
the
shit.
80s.
Right. there are parts of it that just make no sense. It's like the idea of renting an entire fucking train just for a party.
I agree there was a remake of this, was there not? I believe there was.
Was it called Terror Train?
I think so. But honestly, I could see that being a good idea because there used to be, bar carts or whatever they called them back in the day.
There was.
2022.
Yeah, there was a remake of this. And honestly, I like the idea of, hey, because now that creates that whole. I'm getting like
it's that confinedness of like same kind of thing. Why anything on a spaceship is creepy.
Correct. You're stuck. There's
stuck.
nothing, and honestly, and I loved how they approached it. So I didn't completely hate the movie. It's just not what I was.
You're getting very violent.
What I was hoping for. Am I? All right. A bit of the ultra violence.
A bit of the old in-out.
No time for the old in-out love. I'm just here to read the meter. But no, it had. I will give it props for the fact that they did a decent job of trying to like build up the tension. But me seeing it for the first time recently, I think I was, what do I want to say, jaded in the fact that I already kind of had in my head, Buffalo Bill and Psycho and things like that. So I already originally thought of, okay, well, this poor guy had something happen to him, so you're not going to see him as himself, right?
Yeah,
so that may have ruined it.
I get it. It is like, yes, undoubtedly, whenever
Sorry, did you guys want this? Go ahead, sorry.
Undoubtedly, whenever you watch any movie or any TV show where they have what seems like a random scene, you know that it's not a random scene.
Right, it means something.
You know that it means something for the story, and the fact that was the very first scene that you see, that they make fun of this guy, obviously, you know that he's going to come back as the killer. Like, to be honest, it would have actually been a little bit funnier or better if they'd shown that scene and in reality he was not the who ended up being the killer. But like, I think it is a very I don't know go as far as say classic, but I mean it is a very good 80s horror movie. That's I don't know that it necessarily was straight to video because it came out in 1980.
It was in theaters.
Yeah.
But it's like
Because it had Jamie Lee Curtis.
So I just think that.
But no boobies.
No, actually.
You got to see her bra.
You see her bra.
You see a little bit. What? And it's so funny.
Everybody else's boobies you see.
But I do think it's actually really funny. If you notice that scene, sorry, tangent to the people who are actually listening. I do think it's actually kind of funny how it's like, yes, clearly in the struggle, her shirt lifts up and you see her bra.
Yep.
It cuts away to the killer.
And her shirt's
cuts back,
yeah.
and now the shirt's back down again because clearly that was like not supposed to happen.
Right.
But no,
they left it in because it's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right. I just think that like everything else about the movie, it's yes, Jamie Lee Curtis is fucking amazing in this movie.
Jamie Lee Clitoris is
Clitoris. I'm sure she has a very, very nice.
But that's what you said.
I did hear she's a hermaphrodite, but that's.
I've heard the same.
And her name is Pepe.
Maybe not that part.
But anyway, I thought it was great. I think Ben Johnson as the conductor.
He did a good job. He did do a good job.
It was really, really good.
He handled it very well.
Yes.
Except when he did the magic tricks to the teenagers, or not teenagers, I guess,
yes.
They're college students, but when he did the magic, he came off a little creepy.
I think that helped kind of downplay the magician, per se, right? Because now the magician... magician's like, oh, here, I'm an illusionist. I have to do all these, and even Doc made fun of him at one point. It was like, oh, it's third grade or whatever.
Right.
And I did like
but
that
that's because
portion.
He was feeling inferior to the
guy
because he was getting all the attention.
But it was one of those things where I think that helped, like, give a reason to the magician being on board, because at one point they do say, we didn't hire a magician.
Sure, but think about that. All right, there's a flaw to me when they say, I didn't hire a magician. Did you hire her? No, I didn't hire a magician. Well, somebody else had a great idea. You wouldn't think, holy fuck, who the fuck hired a magician?
Right.
Well, at that time, they hadn't seen the murderers, though. They hadn't seen the murderers, correct?
Correct.
So to them, they're just like, well, somebody did, whatever. Because if I'm a drunk college student, I'm just like, I don't know. Somebody probably
Well,
did.
and also like
Because he's on board.
If
so.
you're the main guy that supposedly came up with the idea, and clearly you're the one that has the money to pay for this, pardon me, to pay for this. Like maybe you think that
Okay, I got a gripe. Keep going.
you got a gripe.
Yeah, but keep going.
He's got a lot of gripes.
There's a doctor for that. But so it's like you know I think it's in quotes believable to think that like maybe someone else said, hey, you know, I'll hire the doctor. So doctor, oh my god, magician for the trip.
What the fuck kind of doctor was he? The guy's sitting there bleeding and he's going, and he's feeling his neck and he's like, oh wait, oh, there's the cut. Like, oh my
They're
god.
not really doctors. They just graduated.
I don't
They didn't
care.
graduate.
Pre-med.
Oh, it was the last
I mean,
year.
shit,
Pre-med.
in Animal House where he's pre-med, he fucking knows more about shit than
Yes.
that guy. Was like, he's sitting there going, Doc. Or not Doc.
taking
What's the
an
guy's
80s
name? Not
movie
Miles.
way
What was
too
his name? The main,
seriously.
Mo?
Mo and Doc.
Mo,
Two best
Mo,
friends.
Mo. He's like slapping him. Ooh, wake up! And then he's like, and then he goes, "Oh, there," because he's got a giant fucking cut down his chest.
And I do think it's funny. It's like it's like there would be more. There would still be blood like
Yeah, like
pumping
gushing.
out of-
You
out
would
of him.
think.
I don't.
Well-
I don't disagree the fact
So-
that there are parts in it that
There's a
are
lot of holes.
unbelievable.
I agree.
But I think overall, I think it's well acted. I think for a
And why would you run down the fucking aisle with a guy in your hand? You're a doctor. Why would you run? And go. "Ah!"
why did he need to take him back to the
Yeah,
like-
go. Hey, here, conductor, dude. Just an FYI.
Well, I mean, he took him back to like where they were sleeping.
Yeah. It's like,
if your goal was to check him out, he walked right through the bar car where there was clearly chairs. where
Okay,
he
so
could have,
I'll
like-
defend him a little bit in this. Maybe it was too loud. Because he does scream and nobody does anything,
to
so
check
he
him
can.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Again, there are flaws in this movie,
Now,
but there is. I think
It is an 80s movie.
there are so
80
many
movie.
enjoyable
AD.
parts. I
Agreed.
think, again, I think Jamie Lee Curtis is fucking amazing in it.
Yep.
Well,
I
I
love
gripe
the
about
part
that.
towards the end where not the conductor, but the other
Where the boobs come out?
subconductor.
Oh,
no. Did you see where he puts them in her in the other carriage that was like, oh, it's a little bit dusty. That hasn't been used for a while, and she's in there by herself.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
was that when she's trying to sleep a little bit?
Well, I don't want to sleep, but she's by herself because like they're trying to protect her or whatever. But she's
Yeah.
she's going through the cabin. What do you say? Like.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's actually called a cabin.
And she opens the drawer. Opens the
And there's a
the
dildo.
cupboard. No.
Oh, I was going to say, I
Opens
didn't.
the
That must have been the director's cut.
Opens the cupboard, and there's a hanger there, and she
Yes.
and she grabs the hanger.
Oh, I got a gripe
from-
about
from
that.
from the closet, because I'm like, hopefully that really was a legitimate, intended callback to Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
with
Thank
the hanger
you.
and
Where she
That was the
grabs the
first fucking thing I thought of. And her screams reminded me way too much of Halloween and Halloween 2.
It's
Now,
her
I granted
screaming.
Halloween 2
How many
came out
different ways do you want her to scream?
because they were the exact same. It was like,
That's
like
why she
it's her
screams.
scream. That's why
That's
she's
Jamie
scream.
Lee
That's
Curtis'
why-
scream.
That's why she's
scream
a straight
differently.
queen.
Like she screams as she's like running through it, and it doesn't even change tone. It's like instead of like like.
You wanted to put a stereo in on a screen.
Yes, I
You want it to
wanted.
be stereophonic.
Yeah, that's why I did not. I'm bitching.
I'm not going to say your requests are unreasonable, but that's fucking bullshit.
Yes.
Now, having said
It was
that,
it
that,
had a great opportunity
listen,
and it
listen,
fucked it up.
All right, Jane, you ignorant slut.
Okay.
I get
School
it,
me then.
This movie has holes. It's a 1980.
And I fucked every one of them.
It's a 1980 movie.
Yeah.
But here's where it has its charm. It had Jamie Lee Curtis being cute as hell.
Yep.
She did, okay. I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
It had mystery, which, okay, everybody knew from the beginning, from the time the guy was standing up doing his dumbass twirl on the bed, getting caught up in the ribbon, and the slow-mo, that he was the killer.
Right.
We got that. The minute they showed the mannish magician's assistant, everybody knew that was him.
They tried to cover that up. I'll give them that.
Of course,
much.
but everybody, we knew it was him. Everybody knew it was him.
I would have
So
almost
fucking what?
I would have almost preferred because what they tried to do
Giving you
was
5 seconds.
lower
5,
lower
4,
the
3, 2,
the lighting.
1. Okay, done. Now, as I was continuing
Go ahead.
to say, that it still was fun. It was a fun movie.
No.
They had a magician.
It was
You did the
awesome.
magician thing.
He did
They-
fucking magic.
Everybody had to get up. The
On a train.
conductor was great.
You know how hard that is?
They did the levitating girl, which when he did the whole thing, you're like, I know how that trick is done. Like, oh, you know how that trick is? Everybody knows how it's
his
done.
hand, like, you know, his left hand was stuck in the same place.
Well, the whole thing is like the bar
It's a
comes from the
Z.
back, so
Right.
he
Yeah.
does the ring so it doesn't interfere with that.
It's a giant cock ring.
But that's not the point. The point is it's a magician
I get it.
on a train, and everybody doesn't know who it is, and nobody knows who it is, and everybody's in this, and everybody starts getting killed, and it was stupid and fun.
And
It was
an
and I-
80s
and I normally would agree with
movie.
that, but because of how many people liked this film, I went into it with an open mind, expecting to be like, oh yeah, like that was how did I miss this one? In all honesty, I'm glad I missed it.
Fuck you.
Like to the point where
Wow.
I'm dead serious. Like it did not. I didn't completely hate the film, but it was more just like, all right, I get it. All right, yeah. Well, even knowing who the killer possibly was prior to the reveal, I watched it with an open mind. Like, ooh, are the kills good? Are the and none of them. I mean, I did like the initial kill of. I can't think of the character's name, but the
lizard boy.
lizard.
Yeah.
That was cool, and how they switched it. And
Yeah.
like, hey, there's blood there, and then there's not, and then the guy just wakes up. Like that was, I give them props for that. That was cool how they did that because that made the conductor look like he had the problem, right? I thought that was pretty cool. But the other thing I realized is you can only do that so often. And so when he found Mitchie with her throat slit, and
It's
Right.
on a train. Everybody's trapped.
I
You can't get away
I
from
do.
this.
I give it props for like having to stop the train and having to like have everybody get out. But then I'm thinking, and even they said like at one point, which was nice, as somebody in the crowd goes, "And have the killer out here," like they
Right.
they called themselves out on that, which was nice. But it as soon as they started showing more, which I almost wish they wouldn't have shown as much of the assistant.
Yeah.
Because that is like
They
when you looked at it, it's
started
like,
off by not
ugh,
showing
she's
that.
either really
Right,
ugly
right.
or a guy.
Yeah.
Like that was the first
or
thing
both.
that.
Yeah.
really
And then
was.
I got Psycho, and I got Silence of the
Everybody
Lambs,
knew.
like thing.
Everybody
yeah.
knew
Now,
who
granted,
it
Silence
was.
of the Lambs
So,
came out
so,
after the
to,
fact.
so to be perfectly honest,
I'm not as old as you guys
I
to
think
see
it's
it when
one
it
of
came
these
out.
things- I think it's one of these things where it's like, until they brought everyone off the train, I don't think it was as obvious that it was the
Correct.
the assistant. I think the very fact that they brought everyone off the train, they made everyone take their masks off, and the killer wasn't part of the people that had masks on.
Right.
Then instantly you then start questioning. Well, clearly then it's not one of the other people, that have masks on.
Correct.
Right.
But I think there was still enough suspense there. Like, I'll be honest and say, like, even rewatching it the other day, actually, technically yesterday, even knowing who the killer was.
Yeah. Watching
you
it
know,
a second time or third time.
You think?
It
Okay.
really wasn't like when you first see the assistant. I didn't see. Well, that's obviously a man. It wasn't until.
In this day and age.
It wasn't until again everyone was
Don't take him to Vegas.
everyone was off the train, and then the realization that obviously the magician and the assistant were still on the train. It wasn't until that point that I think yes, everything else kind of led up to the point that where clearly was as you know, it wasn't fucking David Copperfield.
They pointed way
that
too
had
much
to be
at
there.
David Copperfield. Is my issue. If
But they tried to mislead you. They tried to
I
throw
understand,
everybody-
but I feel like if they would have just left a little more
Right.
ambiguity, it
Yeah.
would have probably led it to be like.
But to me, anyone
Because Doc, I was considering Doc for a
Eh,
little bit there.
anyone
Yeah.
with a modicum of sense would not look. Not that I'm vaguely saying that David Copperfield is attractive, but like the
Really?
the guy at the beginning who twirled himself around was fucking ugly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like, there's no way that could have turned into David Copperfield.
Oh yeah, right.
So
It was
to me,
Yeah.
Like there was no way that it was David Copperfield.
Agreed.
And so again, thinking about it as if I'd never seen this before, up until again people were taken off the train, I still could have believed that it was someone who was just always walking around with a mask on. I don't know. I watched this and there is still a suspense of disbelief of I enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
This is now like the
I really
fourth or fifth
wish,
time I watched it.
I really wish they would have stopped after the initial, when she grabs she grabs Doc's foot, and they showed the fingernails.
Yeah.
With painted fingernails.
Oh my God!
If they would have left it at that, I would have been like, or not shown that, and shown him being tripped, and then her putting her hand on it. That would have been like, I feel like that would have been more of a shock to me.
But see, to me, I think you're looking at that because you know the result.
No, but even before, honestly, this was my first time watching it, and I thought, it's a tranny. And then, that was the...
But see, to me, I don't know that I'll say the average person would have seen that. To me,
True.
The fact that you see the fingernails and you go, wow, it's a woman, therefore, again...
It did give me a thought, I'll tell you that. Go ahead.
Logically, when you're thinking it through, obviously it doesn't make sense that the whole scene at the beginning was there for no reason if that wasn't in fact the killer. But that does make you think that it's a woman. Yes, again, in hindsight, you can look
partially
back and you can say, well, clearly it's a woman, and if it was also the person at the beginning, it's a transvestite. Who's the most manly-looking woman on there? Clearly the assistant.
But in all honesty, I was honestly hopeful that it was two people. I thought maybe it was the assistant. You know what I mean? Like that did cross my mind. I'm like, ooh, maybe it is the assistant helping, because the magician himself did talk the assistant into, hey, we got to kill these people because they fucked me over. So I was hopeful that maybe there was multiple people, kind of in the Scream realm, where you're just kind of like,
it could be anyone.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
What's the one thing, a couple things, that really perturbed you about this movie?
Weird. Mostly the fact that it was it was that beginning setup. I almost wish he would have just screamed and been the end. That would have been the end of it. Like,
with him twisting in the bed.
Yes. Stop at him going, and that would have been the end of it. And then we played a prank. Then you move on to 24 years later, or whatever it was.
But they have to bring back the lore.
Sure. But then they could have brought that back with them talking about it, saying, 4 years ago, yeah, we had a problem, and then Jamie Lee Curtis comes in and is like, yeah, you guys are assholes or whatever. That could have been the
But from
recap.
that point forward, you would know who did it.
Honestly, the first thing I thought of is it's like, okay, obviously it's him, and then the next thing I thought of was when they showed the person as the assistant. I almost wish they would have shown a different person as the assistant initially. And even have her disappear and then come back as it.
So really, they made decisions in this movie that didn't make any sense to you.
Correct, and it would have thrown me off track, because then I would have been all Copperfield.
So the
whole time.
storyline itself was a flaw because they didn't
hide it enough.
They didn't hide enough, and it didn't make sense.
That would have been a perfect reveal. Would have been her going in and the conductor sitting there and him grabbing him.
And yet.
This
okay.
His Columbo moment, by the way.
And yet, they don't know who Columbo is.
You're gonna have to tell me about what's going on.
And yet, you're okay with a storyline where they were able to steal a stone from Stonehenge, transport it to California, hide it in a fucking cave, and harvest it to kill children. That made sense to you, but this doesn't?
Because it's a movie.
They're all movies.
Are you bringing Halloween 3 in?
Who's bringing Halloween 3 into a terror train?
Dumbest fucking movie ever. and it made no sense, and
I
yet,
am not-
I think somebody's got a
with saying
problem
that
with-
this movie made no sense,
I am
and
not
yet
gonna
you're
debate
okay to
Halloween 3
buy
yet.
into
We've already said
Halloween
it's a great movie.
when they fucking
Hold it
took
back.
over the
It's a
fucking
great
Stonehenge and
Colonel
brought it
Cochran.
into fucking across nowhere.
Anyway,
Because he had bunny.
money or bunny?
Bunny.
Okay. I know I'm the one that seems to keep looking at the time, but we are at 30 minutes on this.
I think. Are you done over there?
No, I've still got
Finish that shit off so we can do
because
some
I kept
Yellowstone.
adding more.
I genuinely,
Careful, that's a high proof.
I know. You tell me now.
I'm not having any more of that. I'll have some smoke wagon, but I'll do it in the next.
You haven't
episode.
tried this before.
Oh, which one's this one?
This is the
Oh, the
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Hand-picked. Just
But
like
this is-
the fucking
Okay.
killer in
All
this
right,
movie.
thank you for coming. Yeah, right.
Yes.
We're gonna end it on this
Thank you
because
for
So,
coming.
thank you.
Halloween 3
Lana's
sucks.
upset.
This movie
Logan
is good.
is wrong.
Yep. Terror Train is
Terror
good.
Train is a good movie.
Halloween
It-
3
it- it-
sucks.
if you've seen Silence of the Lambs, if you've seen Psycho, and you've seen any other horror
Then you've
movie,
seen this movie.
then you've seen this
I
movie.
dig it. I dig it. Doesn't
I
take away from
I
it.
don't disagree with
Yep.
that.
Doesn't take away
truly,
from
I love this movie, and I
Yep.
wouldn't put it on the same level as Silence of the Lambs.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I'm not going to,
Or
but I'm just
Psycho
saying.
or
But
any
you
of the
just said
others.
if you.
But I'm warning them that they're gonna be they're gonna be anticipating that.
Do you like 80s horror movies?
I'm like-
I do, but
Then
this
you'll
was
love this
there
movie.
was something that keeping me away from this
No.
film, and it was
Truly,
there was a reason behind
this is
it.
a great movie. Like. This
The
is a-
kills weren't
this
good.
Is, this is a great 80s movie.
It's a fun 80s movie. Still.
It's a great 80s horror
And
movie.
Jamie Lee
Ooh.
Curtis.
And Jamie Lee Curtis.
Something
very
I didn't
much
mention earlier,
to
but
look at.
the very first
I'm
time you
just
see
gonna
the killer
fucking
with the
stop this
Groucho Marx mask, I go, "That's a chick." That was the first thing
All right,
I
we're
literally
gonna-
said. So that
we're
was
gonna-
like 8
We're
minutes.
going to end it, and Logan gets to. We're going to cut him off. Ready? Here we go. Fuck you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Be sure to follow us on social media.
How come you got more?
Because you're lame. You don't know what to say.
What are we supposed to do? Like, just like
You-
like
Logan,
time it
I
all
could have been like,
out.
tune into the next
You
one
keep
or something.
screwing it
Yeah,
up.
but-
You're going to knock
Okay,
it
this is
up
like
more
take
airtime.
15. And like I only screwed up like 3 of them. You screwed up like
Look,
8.
we're just going to keep this one, okay?
This is the one.
This is
All right.
it.
This
We're
one
done.
right here.
Finish
Okay.
it. Done.
And